Hey, what is up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing amazing out there. This is Cam Jennings, aka Zero Fats, coming at you on behalf of EpicConversions.com. I want to do a reaction video here. I want to talk about Super Bowl 51 last night, quite possibly, and I'm gonna say it. Arguably, this could be the greatest Super Bowl of all time. And I'm just gonna throw it out there. It's in the conversation. Anybody who saw the game last night could agree with me that it's at least in the conversation for possibly one of the best Super Bowls of all time. It was absolutely stunning last night. It was crazy, and I want to say a couple things about it because it was nuts. But I want to start off by saying this. Okay, this right here, last night at 5:55 p.m., that was a half hour before the game started, I predicted that the Patriots were going to win this game 34-27. I predicted that, all right? I predicted that. Now we look at the end here, 34-28 was the final score. I almost hit that sucker on the money. Almost hit it on the money. That was crazy. I didn't get on here to brag though, but I do think that was almost supernatural. But whatever. Anyways, why did I pick that score? I'll tell you why, man. Because first of all, both of them have prolific offenses. They both score a lot. And second of all, I just don't think you can bet against the Patriots. I don't think you could bet against the Patriots. They are just too good at winning, right? And it's not even about technical ability. Although Belichick and Brady combined, right? They have a lot of technical ability, but they know how to capitalize on momentum. Number one. They know how to capitalize on momentum, so when they get that stranglehold, they keep it, number one. But number two, when the chips are down, they continue to adjust. They adjust. They keep on adjusting. They never give up. Let me show you guys what I'm talking about. This is here, right? This is a picture of Tom Brady going into the locker room at halftime. Keep in mind, when that picture was taken, the Patriots were down right here. They were down 3, right? It was 21-3 going into halftime. 21-3 going into halftime. Atlanta was beating the Patriots, right? In the third quarter, it was crazy. It was like 28-6 in the third quarter, right? Going into the fourth quarter, everybody thought it was a wrap. And when I saw that picture, and I remember seeing Tom Brady sitting on the sidelines, with his head down, and I remember thinking, what is that guy thinking? What is that guy thinking right now? What is he thinking? And in my mind, he could have been thinking, dude, you know what? I've already won 4 of these. Whatever. It's not a big deal. I don't even care anymore. I just want to get out of this game. This is miserable. He could have been thinking that, right? In my mind, I was thinking this. He could have been thinking that. Maybe he was thinking about what he was going to do after the game, and he just didn't care. Maybe he was thinking that. I don't know. In my mind, I was thinking, what is this guy thinking right now? But I noticed throughout that whole first half, Belichick was over there on the sidelines scribbling notes on a notepad with a pencil, right? And they were adjusting. They were adjusting the whole time, right? And the Patriots really didn't start turning things around until the fourth quarter, really. But at the end of the third quarter, I could see the momentum shifting a little bit. Just a little bit, I could see the momentum shifting. And I knew they had a long way to go, man. They had a long way to go. But you can't count people like that out. I mean, you can't count people like that out. I think that was maybe one of the best displays of, sheer force of will that I've ever seen, man. One of the greatest displays of sheer force of will that I have ever seen. I mean, it was ridiculous. I mean, most people had counted the Patriots out going into the fourth quarter. Then they started that comeback, and that last quarter, that last 15 minutes of the game, they had a bunch of points to come back, right? And they did, man. They just kept on coming. And as they kept on coming, you could feel the momentum shifting. It was palpable. The momentum was shifting. You could feel it. It was crazy. And I don't even know what I don't know what the Falcons were thinking. But I do remember, like, in the third quarter, I remember feeling in the third quarter like the Falcons had let off the gas a little bit. When they came back from halftime, and people were like joking about Lady Gaga, like, putting the Falcons to sleep or something. People were joking about Lady Gaga putting the Falcons to sleep. But I don't know. I do notice in the third quarter, I felt in my mind like it was, the Falcons were letting up a little bit. It did feel like the Falcons were letting up a little bit, but they had a huge lead. But the thing is, man, you can't let up on a team like the Patriots. You cannot let up on those cats. You can't let up on them because they are not going to stop. Like, they're not even looking at the scoreboard. These cats just keep on coming. Like, they are not, it was crazy. It was just crazy. And I guess the point and the reason why I wanted to do this video was mindset. It was just mindset. So when we look at this picture, right here, and I say, well, there's that cat looking defeated going in at halftime. I was wrong, man. This cat wasn't looking defeated going in there at halftime. Far from it. This dude has a mindset of, like, steel. Him and Belichick together, those cats, they're not quitting. They are not quitting whatsoever. Like, and they came back out there after halftime, and they just started that long climb out of the hole. And it was crazy. And it really, man, it's really motivational, because if you think about, like, trying to work online or trying to do things for yourself, there's a lot of people out there who have a job, and they don't like their job. They want to work for themselves. They'd rather work online, they'd rather do their own thing. And they try, and they fail, and they try, and they fail, and they try, and they fail, right? For whatever reason, they keep trying and they keep failing. And I think it's an amazing mindset, to never give up, to just, like, be down in a hole like that, be that far down. At one point, they were 25 points down, and in the Super Bowl, there were so many firsts. It was like no team, they were saying after halftime, no teams ever came back from being 21-point deficit in the Super Bowl ever. It's never happened. No Super Bowls ever went to overtime. It's never happened. All this stuff's never happened. Supposedly impossible. Never gonna happen. Ain't never happened before in 50 years. Ain't never gonna happen. Wrong. It did happen. So if you're out there and you're trying to make money online, you're trying to figure something out, maybe you're buying solo ads, maybe you're trying to do affiliate marketing, maybe you're building a blog, maybe you got a blog going and you can't make any money off of it, you don't know what's going on. I will say this, man. Remember this Super Bowl 51. Remember this, because it's belief, it's just belief in self. The Patriots never stopped believing they could win this game. If the Patriots would have ever stopped believing that they could win this game, they would have been lost. There's no way you come back from 21-3, and then, later on it was even more. I think at one point, like I said, I think they were down 25 points. There's no way you come back from that without believing the whole time that you can win this game. Without believing, the whole time that, hey, we can win this game. Sorry, I just got a quick message here, guys. I was just checking. Anyways, there's no way. You don't come back from that without believing you can win, which is amazing. Because some of you guys out there are probably in this crazy hole right now. You've probably spent a ton of money on information products. You've probably bought tools, softwares, whatever else everybody's selling. You've read a ton of blog articles. You have information overload. You just kind of feel like maybe it's not going to work for you. Maybe you're lost, Maybe, yeah, it worked for this guy, it worked for this guy, and it worked for this guy, but it can't work for me. So for whatever reason, it can't work for me. I don't know. And I'm here to tell you that it can work for you. 90% of it is belief, in self. Belief in self. Belief in self. And then I will say the other 10% is adjusting. Because, like I said, we can take a lesson from that game. One thing I noticed was they never stopped adjusting. You know, matter of fact, Belichick said at one point, he's been quoted saying this before, that like, if you wait till halftime to adjust, then you're already lost. You're lost, man. And he was out there with a pencil, old school, adjusting, you know, adjusting in the first quarter, in the second quarter, making adjustments the whole time. It was awesome to see that, you know. So I'll say, like, we can take a lot of lessons from that Super Bowl, man. You know, belief in self and continue adjusting. You know, if you got a blog out there and it's not making you any money and you feel like it's just a big money pit and you're at the bottom and things just suck, I will tell you, you have to believe in your vision for what you were trying to accomplish. And then you got to be just like Belichick out there, taking notes and adjusting. Not waiting till halftime. Not waiting till halftime. Don't wait until your blog is just completely just like so far gone, there's no coming back. Always be adjusting. Adjust. The Patriots were adjusting since the first quarter. Since the first drive, they were adjusting. As soon as they figured out what they were doing was falling flat on their face, they were adjusting. It was awesome to watch. And yet, here's this picture at halftime. I remember thinking, what is this guy thinking going into the locker room? What is he thinking? Because in my thought, man, I wonder what this cat's thinking. Maybe he's thinking, whatever, I already got 4 of these things anyway. I don't care, man. This game sucks. It's embarrassing. Hey, Cam, love your lives, no BS, and 100% true. Thanks, Eugene. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. But I just wanted to kind of give you guys my take on the Super Bowl because it was like inspirational to me. And I don't even like the Patriots, to be honest with you. I kind of hate them because I'm a Browns fan. I'm a Browns fan. And it's hard to watch the Patriots win all the time. It's hard, man. It's hard being a Browns fan and watching the Patriots win all the time. But look, man, last night I didn't hate the Patriots. I was inspired by their grace last night. I was inspired by their grace. Because to be that far down, and those of you out there who don't follow football, you might not understand. But just understand that the deficit that they came back from, it was near impossible. It was near impossible. And like I said at the beginning of this live stream, you can make the argument that might have been one of the best Super Bowls of all time. That's in the argument for being one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time. I think it's in the argument. That game was insane. Just almost 2.5 quarters of domination by the Falcons. And then for whatever reason, they kind of started letting up on the gas. And well, it was a big mistake. You can't ever count the Patriots out. You can't ever count them out. But let me ask you this. Can you ever count you out? Can you ever count you out? You know, because all the reporters and all the fans and all the, you know, the armchair quarterbacks had the Patriots counted out. As a matter of fact, some reporters went to bed early without watching the whole game, and they wrote their article saying the Patriots lost. Look it up if you don't believe me. It happened. It happened. They counted them out. Now, how many of your family members are counting you out right now? How many of your loved ones, supposed loved ones, your friends are laughing at you right now because of what you're trying to accomplish? Ask yourself, how many people don't believe you can do what you say you're going to do? But can you be like the Patriots? Can you just have total belief in yourself, no matter how far down you are, no matter what reporters are writing about you, to come back in the fourth quarter and take the game, son? Take the game. Can you do it? Can you pull the blog out of the abyss? Can you take the email list and make it profitable? Can you take the YouTube channel from nothing and build it into an empire? Can you do it? I can't answer that question. Only you can answer that question. But I think, and you know, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you don't believe me, that's fine. We're not all the same. But I think that we can all take a lesson from Super Bowl 51 because it was absolutely stunning. It was absolutely stunning last night to watch a team go from the depths of the abyss to come back and say, what are you talking about? We're taking this game. We're winning this game. We never doubted it. The Patriots never doubted they were going to win this game. You don't come from that kind of deficit with any doubt in your mind. So what I'm telling you is, if you got a blog, if you got an email list, if you got a goal, if you got a vision out there, don't walk with doubt in your mind, you know? Always believe in what you're trying to do. Because you can go from nothing to something, and it really doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. The only thing that matters is what you think. That's all that matters. That's all that will ever matter. That's all that ever did matter. You know, that's all that ever did matter. Man, I got a 5th grader right now, man. And I noticed the shift, you guys. I noticed the shift. Like, I got a 5th grader. I noticed the shift between kindergarten, 2nd grade, 1st grade, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade, and then they hit the shift in the 5th grade. As I noticed this palpable shift of all of a sudden, they're aware of these other kids around them, like they care what they think about them all of a sudden. You know what I mean? Like, you saw it coming on a little bit. You saw it coming on a little bit as they got older, but they hit the 5th grade and boom, all of a sudden they care what other people think about them, right? They start caring. Like, oh man, I gotta have the right shoes. Oh man, I gotta have the right haircut. Like, they start really caring about what other people think, you know? And then I realized that, okay, so it's like right around the 5th grade. It's like right around 10 years old, we start giving a crap about what other people think, right? And then maybe we spend our whole adult life trying to unlearn that, because that's the only way we get to succeed as entrepreneurs, by just being ourselves and doing what everybody else can't do, right? Just thinking outside of the box. Whatever people are telling us to do for money, like, we just do the opposite of that, right? So we spend our whole adult life trying to unlearn what we learned since we were about 10, right? To just fit in so we don't get laughed at. It's amazing. It's amazing. Anyways, whatever, man. I could sit here and go on and on about football. I know you guys probably, maybe a lot of you guys might not care about football. I grew up watching football. I'm a 3rd generation Cleveland Browns fan. My grandfather was a Cleveland Browns fan. My dad was a Cleveland Browns fan. I grew up, my dad sending me outside to adjust the antenna on the side of the house so we could get the channel in clear, because we were broke and we didn't have any money and we had regular TV. And, you know, that's what it was, man. That's what it was. I remember being like 8 years old, 10 years old, trying to adjust the TV so my dad and I could watch the game, you know. And that's just something I still do. You know, I hope that my son will grow up to be a Cleveland Browns fan. I don't know. The irony of life says he probably won't even like football. That's the irony of life. But that's okay. That's not a big deal. It's all good. He'll probably grow up being a Cleveland Browns fan, you know, because his daddy loved the Browns, so it is what it is. But no, man, you know, I think, and not to bore you guys with a bunch of talk about football, but I just think there are lessons to be learned from Super Bowl 51. It was a special game. Even if you don't like football, here's what I'm going to tell you. Even if you do not like football, Super Bowl 51 is a case study in belief. It's a case study in belief and adjustment. That's what it is. Super Bowl 51, a case study in belief and adjustment. Because they could not have ever won that game without a total belief in self the entire game, and without constant adjustment, because they adjusted the whole time. So if you're out there and you're trying to win, I say this: never stop believing in yourself and constantly adjust your strategy. Good luck, good night. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, everybody.